Happy hump day. It's Mr. Gray here. I hope you're having a great week so far. Hopefully you have a great weekend, which means if you did, you got some Yeezys. I got some Yeezys, but we're not here to talk about that today. What we're here to talk about is Stranger Things. So, as I mentioned, Stranger Things have been happening. So, a couple days ago on the Sneakers app, you noticed that some weird grainy video from 1985 was posted. It was really hard to tell what the point of the video was, but what it showed was a truck, a delivery truck with Nike stamped on the side, appearing to be driving somewhere, potentially making a delivery. Of course, we know Nike would never put Nike on the side of their trucks because it would make it a big fat target. Kind of like their sneaker boxes with the Nike symbol on the side and the Nike tape. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that either. But we're here to talk about what that video means. So, not only did Nike put out this weird 1985 black and white video that you couldn't necessarily discern what was going on, which, just to mention, I think it was a pretty cool idea. It was also, I guess what you could say, an internet or digital flyer that was put up that gave a number to call. And in this digital flyer, it says there's a lost shipment. If found, call 1-800-561-1985. Me being the nosy, always hoping I can get a sneaker. Hey, maybe Nike's doing some weird trick on me and I can figure it out. I called. And what the number is I guess a dramatization, a pre-recorded message. And what it is you hear a guy calling a woman and he's saying, hey, we found your package. And the woman's pretty much like, what package? He was like, the one from 1985. She was like, oh, I forgot all about that because it was 1985. Either way, he says, we see here your package is moving, you know, and it's going to be available. It looks like it's going to this specific location. And he asks her, does she have a pen ready? He says, write down these coordinates. And so he gives her these coordinates. And from what I've read so far, it sounds like these coordinates fall in LA, somewhere, of course, that I'm never at. It's going to always be something that falls in LA, New York, or some other godforsaken place that I don't live. Either way, it sounds like Nike's teasing us with some type of Stranger Things. From what I've been hearing so far, a Stranger Things drop in LA. Well, lo and behold, today we all find out some news that it is the Stranger Things collaboration. And I actually like the way they did it. It's creative, and I love the fact that they don't just drop a shoe. They kind of give it a story. They give you something to make you more interested in it. Like this, you know, they give you that grainy 1985 video. You don't know the exact point, but you know, it gets the internet buzzing. It gets everybody buzzing. It got me buzzing, wanting to know what it was. And then they drop this, you know, digital flyer saying lost shipment, if found, call, you know, 800-561-1985, and the whole dramatization. So either way, today what we found out is it's the collaboration between the Netflix show Stranger Things, which I love. It's kind of like the Goonies meets what is that show? Alien File. I can't remember it. That alien show that used to come on back in the day. Something Files. You guys know what it is. I can't remember at the moment. Either way, Stranger Things is pretty good. It's a Netflix show that I watch with younger kids, and the show's based around the time period of 1985. You have monsters, you have old school. Everything's old school in the movie. I love it. It's a great, great feel to it. Anyway, today we got the first pictures of all the shoes that will be dropping in this collection. So the first Stranger Things collab we have is the Air Tailwind 79. It has a mesh and suede. It's primarily mesh and suede, and on the back of it there's actually like a patch, like you would see kind of like on a Letterman jacket or a leather jacket. There's a patch that says Hawkins High School. On the tongue you have it says Stranger Things written on the tongue, and then it also has Stranger Things written on the insoles. The upper, as I said, is a mesh and suede, made out of mesh and suede. It's all green. It's I can't can't say, St. Patrick's Day green. But it looks pretty nice. The Nike swoosh is almost, I guess I would say, a watermelon color. It's not really red and it's not pink. It falls somewhere in the middle, which would be watermelon. Next on the list, you have the Mid Blazer, which is primarily white. It appears white. It could be sail. I can tell the side sole is more of a sail or an off-white color. I'm not sure if the upper leather portion is actually white or off-white, but either way it kind of falls in that category. The swoosh is also kind of more of a watermelon color, falls in between red and pink. As the other shoe previously mentioned, it also has Stranger Things on the tongue of the shoe, and then also has Stranger Things on the insole and on the back. I believe it's on the back. No, actually on the side, I guess the inner side of the shoe, it has a patch that says Hawkins High School. So also then you have the swoosh on the outside of the shoe is actually a full swoosh, but within the inside of the shoe, or not the inside, but the inner side, I guess, that faces your other shoe, that inner side is not actually a leather swoosh. It's actually a stitch. It's just the stitching of what would be a swoosh. Next you have the Stranger Things Nike Cortez, which is primarily white with the green swoosh, little green on the back heel, kind of the upper heel, as in the other shoes. Actually, all of these shoes, just so I don't have to say it over and over, all of them have Stranger Things on the tongue and on the insole. Within the sole, or I guess midway through the sole, you also have kind of a line of, I guess it would be kind of an orangish red, or more like that kind of that watermelon, or maybe it's the old school, or the old school Nike orangish color. I really can't tell what it is. Sorry guys, I'm trying my best here. You have that, and then you also have on the back of it, you have that same Hawkins High School stitch work, the patch on the back. Also, what may be my favorite, because I'm really not sure which is my favorite yet, you have another Mid Blazer that's primarily blue with a white swoosh. It actually has a suede upper, and then it's on the back of it, on the actual heel, the top of the tab, or the top of, I guess, you know, in the back of a blazer. If you have any blazers, you know there's that section that they normally write Nike or whatnot, or they may put a year. On this one they have 19 on one, 85 on the other for 1985, which I find is pretty cool. I don't know why, but I do. The blue blazer is probably the one I will go for. I really like how the blue stands out. I'm gonna call it Papa Smurf blue. That's the blue that kind of comes to my mind. If you're old school, if you're new school, Google Papa Smurf. Anyway, moving on to the next shoe. You have another Tailwind 79, but this one has more of a, I guess, a creamy, or almost a really, somewhere between a extremely cream colored or a really light tan color as the other Tailwind. It is also I guess the outsole is primarily of a mesh and leather upper. On the back of it, this one though, instead of a patch, you actually have 1985 going across the back of the shoe. The swoosh is red, and as previously mentioned, on all the shoes, on the tongue it has Stranger Things, and on the insole it also has Stranger Things. And last but not least, you have another Cortez, which is all red leather with a white swoosh. This also has 1985 on the back instead of a actually stitched Hawkins High School. This one has 1985 on the back as the last two previous shoes I mentioned. Stranger Things on the tongue, Stranger Things on the insole. It just has a really classic look. I'd say the most unique thing about these shoes, or at least the ones with the patches. They have Hawkins High School with the mascot of the high school within that actual patch. The other ones, the only thing that makes them unique, I would say, that don't have the patch are the fact that they also have Stranger Things on the tongue, and the insole, nothing that really sticks out. They are, and you know, I guess I said about 2 or 3 of them have 1985 on the back, but nothing screams, you know, Stranger Things about them. But what it is the correlation between these shoes and 1985. These are shoes that have that, you know, once again, it probably came around at that time frame, came out at that time frame. They have that older, more I don't even know what to call it, not historic look, but they have that older, more they have an older look to them, something that you would have seen more back in the day. But they look good. I especially think I really like that the tailwind that has that really creamy or really light tan look. That's something that I really tend to like in my shoes. I don't know why, but it looks good. One final note, I do just want to thank you, Nike. You're probably not watching this, but if you do decide to watch this, I do want to thank you for the creativeness. It's always something new to look forward to see the, you know, to have a story with the shoe or something to wonder about. You know, the only thing I hate wondering about is if I'm going to get a drop that's really limited. But with this, of course, when they're, you know, a collaboration with a show or something, whatever they're collaborating with, they are probably limited. But with so many of them, I guess there what, there's about 6, 7, or 8 of them. You're bound to get one of them if you try for all of them. So I'll probably be trying for a couple. Hopefully I get one. Either way, Mr. Gray out. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week.